right now, let's talk about a team that actually won their week 1 matchup, all right? And to do so, I'm gonna bring in the Florida boy from 247 Sports, my guy, Eric Henry. How you doing, brother?
What's happening, my man?
Nothing much. You had a front row seat with us at DKR Stadium. Shout out to the 100-year anniversary for them. And you were able to see what this new Texas team looked like for the first time of the year. What were your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts is it's obviously a defense that has focused a lot. They've heard the noise. They do not want to be considered that secondary that ranked 12th in the Big 12 in passing yards allowed last year. You saw the new changes, the new faces, and it certainly made a difference. 74 passing yards allowed, that's the fewest by any Jay Norvell coach team in history.
Hey, that's a slight flex right there. You know what you're talking about. And you spoke about those new faces. We're talking Andrew Makuba from LBJ, shout out. And then also Jelani McDonald, who was here last season, but he's just getting more minutes this time around, and we've heard a lot about him throughout the offseason. And you also mentioned how they heard what people were saying about them during that offseason. Coach Sarkisian talked about it after the game.
From a defensive standpoint, proud of our secondary, to really minimize the explosive plays. Those guys have been hearing about themselves all off season, and so for them to come out and kind of shut down that passing game the way that they did.
Yeah, it was big time for them to do that. And so next week, they may not have to have that same type of challenge, though, because that offense is looking completely different than what they faced against Colorado State.
No, there's no doubt about it. Listen, this is a great 2-week start of the season for Texas. First week, you get to answer the pass defense questions, right? Certainly something that's lingered all throughout the offseason. Then you fast forward week 2, you get an entirely different approach in Michigan. Sharon Moore, they're going to want to run the football. All the questions all offseason. How do you replace Tavondre Sweat and Byron Murphy? This Texas front 4 are going to have all the opportunity in the world to answer all of those questions against a Michigan team that is going to want to run the football.
And you spoke about the losses that Texas had. A lot of people are saying Michigan had some losses too, right? 13 players off of that roster from last year. But Sarkisian mentioned after the game that he doesn't care about what the numbers look like. Everyone has to rebuild and reload to be a great program.
Going to Michigan is a heck of a challenge. I know everyone's going to point out that they lost 13 draft picks. Well, we lost 11 too, but everyone's saying we're a pretty good team. And so I think good programs reload. They've got players. They know how to develop their players.
I feel like we did a great job, but it could always be better. Of course, we know what we're going into next week. We know we got to be more physical. We know what type of battle we're getting into.
What are you getting into next week?
A fist fight. Yeah.
That's the beauty of coming to Texas, right? For 2 years in a row, we played Alabama. This year, we get to play Michigan to go along with our conference schedule, and our kids love it. They're looking forward to the opportunity.
I think everybody in the country is excited for that matchup, including College Game Day, who will be out there in Ann Arbor. You going?
Absolutely. I'll be there on scene.
Ooh, okay. So, of course, to follow everything Texas football, KVUE, we got you. But also, Eric, where can they find you for the on-field stuff?
Listen, you can find me on Twitter at EricCHenry_, and of course, Horns247.com and 247 Sports.